Hello everyone. Today we are going to do the revision of chapter 2 Forest and Wildlife Resources. Right? So let's start our chapter. अब इसमें हम क्या क्या डिस्कशन करने वाले हैं? We are going to discuss about the flora and fauna in India. That how diverse we are in the flora and fauna. Means हमारे यहाँ vegetations और when we talk about the birds, animals, वो किस किस तरह के हमारे यहाँ avail है. Then we have to discuss कि flora, fauna and humans are interdependent, right? So हमने humans have how we have affected the flora and fauna. So now we are on the verge of many flora and fauna are getting into the extinction. तो इसके लिए हमें यहाँ पे बात करना है कि how we can conserve the forest and wildlife resources. Then government played the role in the conservation of the all the different types of forest and wildlife resources. उसके बारे में भी हम बात करेंगे. अब ये भी हमें समझना पड़ेगा कि human also plays the most important role to affect the wildlife and resources. So it's our responsibility, it's our moral responsibility कि हम किस तरह से इनको कंजर्व करने में अपना रोल प्ले करें. तो communities, यहाँ पे we are going to discuss also कि how communities played a role to conserve wildlife and resources. So ये सारे के सारे topics हम इस chapter में discuss करने वाले हैं. So we already knew that as a biological diversity, India world का one of the richest country है. So that we already knew. So first what we are going to discuss, the first topic of this chapter is conservation of forest and wildlife in India. Right? सबसे पहले यहाँ का ये point है कि conservation preserves the ecological diversity and our life support system. Right? So water, air and soil. So why there is a need for the conservation? The reason is कि water, air and soil that plays the most important role for the support system of humans, wildlife, forest, resources, everyone. So that is the reason it plays the most important role. और ये it's our moral responsibility कि जो भी genetic diversities है उसको भी हम preserve करें. Why? So then only it is possible that हम preserve कर सकते हैं animals for better growth of species and their breedings. So that is the reason also. Right? Now here one example has been given कि in agriculture we are still dependent on traditional crop varieties. Like we humans still completely dependent. So definitely soil, air, water, they all plays the most important role. Fisheries too, this is the second example has been given. Fisheries too are heavily dependent on the maintenance of aquatic diversity. As oceans are get polluted, rivers are get polluted, so we are affecting the aquatic diversity also. So ये सारी चीजों को हमें conserve करना बहुत ही ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. So first what we had understood के what is the reason for the conservation and how we are affecting the forest and wildlife resources. Now we have to understand methods of conservation कि किस किस तरह से हम conserve कर सकते हैं हमारे forest and wildlife को. देखो it's very clear that when there is a need for the conservation, when the depletion of the forest or wildlife resources or we are affecting the forest and wildlife, then only there is a need for the conservation. So that is the reason we are going through this topic. Now methods of conservation. अब ये हमें समझने की ज़रूरत है कि 1960s से and 1970s से ecological scientists, environmentalists, they are saying again and again that we have to conserve forest and wildlife, and we have demanded that to the government that some national program should be adopted. Right? ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. तो for the protection of whom? Forest and wildlife, government had taken initial steps. तो उन्होंने initially steps बहुत सारे लेना शुरू किया, but it was quite late, but yes they had started. So हम यहाँ पे यही बात करेंगे कि government ने कब शुरू किया. So first step that government had taken by initiating Wildlife Protection Act in 1972. It's a one marker question कि कब government ने शुरू किया था. तो ये शुरू किया गया था in 1972, which is Wildlife Protection Act. Now we have to understand that what steps they had taken under the Wildlife Protection Act. It's a 3-marker question. So first, ये act consist करता है various provisions and protecting habitat of wildlife. First thing, कि how we can preserve the wildlife. Then second is कि in this act, what government did, they had published all the species of our country, कि कौन सी इसकी पूरी की पूरी रिपोर्ट पब्लिश की कि कौन सी स्पीसीज एक्सटिंक्ट हो गई है, कौन एंडेंजर्ड है, किसे हमें प्रोटेक्ट करने की ज़रूरत है. द होल list was published. Then they had taken a very important step that the remaining population of certain endangered species like tiger, if we will talk about, like one-horned rhino, these are the examples of some endangered species, should be protected. How we can protect them? 2 ways. By banning hunting. Hunting should be completely banned for this species, and restricting trade in wildlife. Like we already know, tigers, one-horned rhino, they been used for their horn, their tiger is used for their hides, their bones, their teeth. So that was the reason it was very much necessary कि उनकी बैन हो जाए hunting, और उसके साथ साथ उनका जो ट्रेड होता है वो भी restrict हो जाए. Then governments felt कि there is need to include the different types of other species and insects also. So Wildlife Protection Act में और changes किए गए, and in 1980 and 1960 they included hundreds of butterflies, moths, beetles and one dragonfly, right? So ये भी उसमें protected species में add किया गया, right? And the third, in 1991, as we have seen that many plants and species are also in the category of endangered. Like हमारे टेक्स्ट बुक में पहले दिया हुआ था about the Himalayan yew, that was been the whole region where Himalayan yew tree was found, वो deforested हो गया है. The reason is it has a capacity to cure cancer, right? तो हमने बहुत सारे reasons के कारण we had done the deforestation. So in 1991, for the first time, plants were also added to the list, starting with 6 species. So we have started with 6 species, and then slowly we have included more and more. So this is what the government did to conserve, right, and to protect the forest and wildlife resources. Okay, now see, we had discussed about कि we have to protect all this species, लेकिन हमें ये भी समझना पड़ेगा कि वो जहाँ पे like उनका जो proper natural habitat है उसको भी protect करना बहुत ही ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. नहीं तो क्या होगा, poaching is very easy, that कोई भी that a person get into the jungle and they can harm species. So we have to make the reserve zones for them. So अब यहाँ पे हम यही बात करने वाले हैं कि किस तरह से एस्टैब्लिशमेंट हुआ सारे के सारे रिजर्व जोन्स के. So that what we are going to discuss. Now already we know कि the thrust of the program means ये प्रोग्राम बहुत ही सीरियसली लिया गया, right? और on national level it had been taken, and protecting the remaining population of certain endangered species by how, that already we had discussed, by banning hunting, giving legal protection to their habitats and restricting trade in wildlife. So this point you have to understand, giving legal protection to their habitats means कि like where the elephants are found, where tigers, lions found. So this all region should be protected. That all natural habitat should be protected. Subsequently, central and many state government established national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. So बहुत सारे reserve zones बनाए गए जिसको नाम दिया गया national parks. जो national parks is on a central level. अगर मैं sanctuaries की बात करूँ तो sanctuaries में हम कोशिश करते हैं कि जो 2 और 3 wildlife habitat को हम protect करें, और वो state level पे होता है. And controlled by central level. So इस तरह से we have started making national parks and wildlife sanctuaries, right? अब हम यहाँ पे बात करेंगे कि which are the projects that we had made specifically for special animals. That what we did. So most recently the Indian elephant, black buck, Indian bustard, snow leopards, उन सबको full protection या फिर partial protection, legal protection दिया गया है कि their hunting and trade is completely banned. So these are some examples that you have to include. Then several governments, central governments also announced several projects. Which are the several projects that had been announced by the government, that which species were gravely threatened. Gravely threatened मतलब कि अगर हमने उनको अभी से प्रोटेक्ट नहीं किया तो शायद in near future they would have been extincted completely from the from the earth or from the Indian forest. So they are tiger, one-horned rhino, Kashmiri stag or hangul, 3 types of crocodile, freshwater crocodile, saltwater crocodile, and the gharial, the Asiatic lion, and others. So these are the specific animals which are gravely threatened, which are on the verge of extinction, so we need to protect them, right? अब इसके साथ साथ हमें ये भी बताना ज़रूरी है कि ये फॉरेस्ट तो हमने बात किया, उनके प्रोजेक्ट्स भी बनाए गए हैं, दैट ऑल्सो वी हैड डिस्कस्ड. नाउ वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि वेयर दे can be protected. So for that what government did, so that we have to understand. Now they had made a forest distribution. So यहाँ पे distribution किया गया forest का, right? So types and distribution of forest and wildlife resources. तो ये हमें समझना है कि as per the international policy of the forest, how much area of any country should be the forest area. So land forest area in the country is far lower than the desired. So 30% of geographical area as per the National Forest Policy of 1952, 33% should be the geographically forest area होना चाहिए, तभी we can maintain ecological balance. First thing. Then in India, much of its forest and wildlife resources are either owned or managed by government, definitely through the forest department or other government departments. मतलब कि how this forest area can be protected, so that been protected by the forest department. Now they are classified into 3 categories, so we have to understand which 3 categories are, and then we have added another category, that is permanent forest. We are going to discuss that, right? So first is reserved forest, protected forest, and third is unclassed forest. So what is exactly reserve forest is? So reserve forest, more than half of the total forest land जितना भी हमारा area है, that is under the reserved forest area, right? और reserve forest are the one of the most valuable forest. The reason is different types of trees, different types of wildlife habitat which are very rich, they are available in reserved forest, right? So that is the reason the conservation of forest and wildlife resources are concerned. So reserved forest plays the most important role. Now we have to understand that in which regions this forest, or in which states areas this forest are available. So Jammu and Kashmir, Andhra, Uttarakhand, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, and Maharashtra have largest percentage of reserved forest. So reserve forest में हमने ये समझा कि half of the total forest land most valuable है. It is played very important role to conserve forest and wildlife, and which are the regions where this forest are available. Now second is protected forest. Protected forest ये ऐसे forest होते हैं कि जहाँ पे like for example पहले मैं reserve forest और protected forest का difference बताती हूँ in reserve forest, hunting and entering in that reserve forest is completely restricted. No activities are allowed in reserve forest. But when we talk about protected forest, तो forest जो protected forest होते हैं, they are owned by government, but people are allowed to collect grazing, so collect wood and grazing activities, right, for the cattle. तो ये allowed है. Reserve forest में it is completely restricted, right? Then second, 1/3 of the total forest area is protected forest, and that had been declared by whom? By the forest department, right? Up now, in which regions this are found? So Bihar, Haryana, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Odisha and Rajasthan. These are the regions where the protected forests are found. Now comes the unclassed forest. Unclassed forest का मतलब होता है कि ये ऐसे फॉरेस्ट है कि जो ऑलरेडी जब हमने ये सारे एक्ट्स और रिजर्व जोन्स बनाना शुरू किए उससे पहले दे वर ऑलरेडी बिन completely exploited, right? And deforestation activities, grazing activities had been completely destroyed all this forest, so they comes into the category of a unclassed forest. So these are other forest and wasteland belonging to both government and even the private individuals and communities, right? All human activities are allowed in this forest, so no as such restrictions are there in the unclassed forest, because they are already been exploited by the humans. So that is the reason. अब कहाँ पे ये forest पाए जाते हैं? तो north eastern states and the parts of Gujarat have unclassed forest, right? And they all are managed by local communities. तो ज़्यादा interference यहाँ पे government करती नहीं है. Then comes the permanent forest. Now what are permanent forest? So permanent forest is a category which is the in which reserved and protected forests are also referred to the permanent forest. मतलब कि reserved and protected को जब हम साथ में लेते हैं तो उस forest को हम categorized कर देते हैं into the permanent forest. So why there is a need to make a category of a permanent forest? The reason is कि यहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा produce किया जाता है timber and other forest produce, and the third is to protect the wildlife also. So when we talk about timber is very important wood, very precious wood that grown in this regions, so that is the reason. अब मध्य प्रदेश, ये 1 मार्क का क्वेश्चन आ जाता है फिर से कि which state has the highest amount of the permanent forest, तो that is मध्य प्रदेश. कि जो मध्य प्रदेश का 75% forest area है, that is concluded into the permanent forest, right? So this is what about the permanent forest. So हमने 4 कैटेगरीज के बारे में बात किया: रिजर्व्ड, प्रोटेक्टेड, unclassed and permanent forest. So the classification of the forest, that what we had discussed. Now we have to understand क्यों, क्योंकि अब हमने बात कर ली गवर्नमेंट ने ये किया. So government try to protect all this forest. Now what is the role of the society? What is the role of communities? What is the role of humans? Because we have only exploited this resources. तो हमने क्या रोल प्ले किया है to protect all this forest? तो अब हमें ये समझना है कि what role communities played for the conservation. This topic is the one of the most important topic, community and conservation. कि किस तरह से community ने conserve करने की कोशिश की है ये सारे forest को. So first, कंजर्वेशन स्ट्रेटेजीज आर नॉट न्यू इन आवर कंट्री. मतलब ये ऐसा नहीं है कि हमने अभी अभी ही करना शुरू किया है. फ्रॉम hundreds and thousands of years, those who are living within the trenches of the forest, they are trying to protect the forest, right? Because they believe that they are the what we say, they provide every resource they needed by the forest. पहली चीज, in India forests are also home to some of the traditional communities. Many tribes are living within the forest, right? In some areas of India, local communities are struggling to conserve these habitats along with government official recognizing that only this will secure their own long term livelihood. मतलब कि why communities are trying to protect those who are living within the forest, to protect the forest, the reason is कि because their livelihood is completely dependent on this forest, like to collect the fuel wood for different types of herbs, different types of forest produce, everything they get from the forest. So they plays the most important role for especially the communities, those who are living. तो इसीलिए बहुत ज़रूरी हो जाता है कि communities उसे प्रोटेक्ट करने की कोशिश कर रही है. Now initiative, now we are going to take some examples कि what initiatives that had been taken by communities, by the local people along with the government to conserve the wildlife. So let's understand that. सबसे पहला हम बात करेंगे about the सरिस्का टाइगर रिजर्व जोन which is in राजस्थान. अब ये याद रखना है, this is the first community जो प्रोटेक्ट करने की कोशिश कर रही है, that is सरिस्का टाइगर रिजर्व जोन ऑफ राजस्थान. क्यों? तो इन सरिस्का टाइगर रिजर्व राजस्थान विलेजर्स हैव फॉट अगेंस्ट माइनिंग बाय साइटिंग द वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट. अब ये जो सरिस्का टाइगर रिजर्व जोन है, दैट इज द हैबिटेट ऑफ टाइगर्स. नाउ व्हाट वाज हैपनिंग, बिकॉज ऑफ इलीगल माइनिंग एक्टिविटीज दे यूज्ड टू keep open the mining areas, and what happened, all the like tigers and different wild animals get into that, and they died because of that. So it caused really a degradation of forest and wildlife also, and the soil and the regions of the forest also. So that is the reason jitne bhi villagers the, they had completely, they had decided okay, we are not going to take the help of the government, right, and we will protect this areas by ourselves. So ये उन्होंने किया. तो यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है in many areas villagers themselves are protecting habitats and explicitly rejecting government involvement, right? So this is the first thing that has been happened. Then second is थोड़ा सा नाम आपको लगेगा, भैरवदेव डाकव सोनचूरी, अलवर राजस्थान. दिस इज ऑल्सो द इंसिडेंट ऑफ द राजस्थान ऑल्सो, कि जहाँ पे एक जगह है जो अलवर में है, राइट, वहाँ पे जो एरिया है दैट इज ऑफ द 1200 हेक्टेयर एरिया वेयर द इनहैबिटेंट्स ऑफ 5 विलेजेस इन द अलवर डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफ राजस्थान हैव डिक्लेयर्ड हाउ मच एरिया, 1200 hectares of the forest area. They have declared that whole area as named as भैरवदेव डाकव सोनचूरी. जैसे हम सेंचुरी कहते हैं, इसे इन्होंने नाम दिया सोनचूरी, right? Declaring their own set of rules, means they were the only people, they are protecting that whole forest area, right? They had their own rules and regulation, which are the rule and regulations. They do not allow hunting and are protecting the wildlife against any outside encroachment. So this is the way they are trying to protect the whole area that comes into the 1200 hectares. So this is what they did. Now the third is Chipko movement. This is very special movement that had been started, right? And maybe in 7th 8th standard you had you were taught about this. So Chipko movement kya tha? The famous Chipko movement in the Himalayas has not only successful resisted deforestation in several areas, but had also shown the community of forestation with indigenous species can be enormously successful. मतलब चिपको मूवमेंट क्या था कि गवर्नमेंट एंड द अदर प्राइवेट पार्ट्स हैड डिसाइडेड टू डिफॉरेस्ट ऑल द इंडिजिनियस स्पीसीज जो हिमालयन रीजन्स में है. तो यहाँ के जो नेटिव्स थे हिमालयन रीजन्स में जो रहते थे, दे ऑल केम टुगेदर एंड दे हैड डिसाइडेड कि वी विल स्टॉप द डिफॉरेस्टेशन फॉर द इंडिजीनियस स्पीसीज, जितने भी इंडिजीनियस स्पीसीज है. एंड फॉर दैट व्हाट दे यूज्ड टू डू, दे जस्ट गोइंग टू हग द और देन दे कवर्ड द होल tree द ट्रंक ऑफ ट्री। तो इससे क्या होने लगा कि जब भी डिफॉरेस्टेशन के टू कट द ट्रीज आते थे तो दे यूज्ड टू हग द होल ट्रीज एंड दे हैड प्रोटेक्टेड, एंड दिस वाज कन्वर्टेड इनटू अ मूवमेंट, राइट, एंड इट वाज वेरी सक्सेसफुल मूवमेंट। सो ये चिपको मूवमेंट किया गया था टू रेजिस्ट द डिफॉरेस्टेशन एंड deforestation of what? Indigenous species. So first thing is that. Then comes the Beach Bachao Andolan. What is Beach Bachao Andolan? This is also done in the Himalayan region, जो टहरी region है वहाँ पे ये किया गया था, where all the farmers they come together and they had decided कि we are not going to use any type of chemical fertilizers or pesticides which will reduce the fertility of the soil, and we are going to use only and only the manures, manures and the seeds which are the common seeds, and we are not going to use any modern farming methods over here. So ये उन्होंने decide किया था, तो यही है बीच बचाओ आंदोलन. So attempt to revive the traditional conservation methods or developing new methods of ecological farming are now widespread. ये तो हमें पता है. Farmers and citizen groups like the Beach Bachao Andolan that had been started in Tehri, Navdanya region, right? Farmers and citizens groups has shown that adequate level of diversified crop production without the use of any synthetic chemical and possible and economically viable. मतलब कि they had stopped using any type of chemical fertilizers or the pesticides, any type of synthetic fertilizer to protect their soil, right? And they started doing only and only organic farming. So that has been done in the Tehri, Navdanya region. फिर आता है last, that is joint forest management. ये 3 marker one of the most important question है. The reason is कि joint forest management JFM क्यों कहा जाता है? क्योंकि इसमें community and government they both came together, right? And they started initiating to conserve the area of the forest which are under the encroachment, right? So उसके बारे में हम यहाँ पे बात करेंगे. तो सबसे पहली चीज कि ये प्रोग्राम जो था लॉन्च हुआ था 1988 में. कहाँ पे हुआ था? इन उड़ीसा. So this program has been launched in Odisha in 1988. Odisha passed the first resolution for the JFM, Joint Forest Management. अब JFM में किया क्या गया? So ये समझना है. तो JFM depends on the formation of local institution that undertake protection activities mostly on degraded forest land managed by the Forest Department. अब JFM करता क्या है? JFM क्या करता है कि जो उड़ीसा में ऑलरेडी डिग्रेडेड एरियाज है, जो डिग्रेडेड फॉरेस्ट है, उसको हम किस तरह से और डिग्रेड होने से बचाए, हाउ वी कैन प्रोटेक्ट देम, राइट, दैट फॉरेस्ट एरियाज. तो उसमें उन्होंने किसकी हेल्प ली? दे हैव टेकन द हेल्प ऑफ द लोकल कम्युनिटीज, राइट. So joint forest management in written the members मतलब के if they are participating in joint forest management and they are trying to protect the forest. Why? Because timber is produced which is very precious and very costly wood, राइट, इन द मार्केट. तो इसकी बहुत ज़्यादा स्मगलिंग होती है. तो उसको बचाने और डिफॉरेस्टेड एरिया को और डिफॉरेस्टेशन से बचाने के लिए व्हाट दे आर गेटिंग इन द रिटर्न. सो इन JFM इन रिटर्न द मेंबर्स ऑफ दिस कम्युनिटीज आर एंटाइटल्ड टू इंटरमीडियरी बेनिफिट्स लाइक नॉन टिम्बर फॉरेस्ट प्रोड्यूस, मीन्स दे कैन टेक टिम्बर के सिवाय उसके सिवाय का जो फॉरेस्ट प्रोड्यूस है वो वहाँ से ले सकते हैं. एंड शेयर इन द टिम्बर हार्वेस्टेड बाय सक्सेसफुल प्रोटेक्शन. अगर इसको एनक्रोचमेंट या फिर इलीगल स्मगलिंग से बचा लिया इस टिम्बर को, तो ये पूरा का पूरा जो टिम्बर है जो हार्वेस्ट किया गया बाय गवर्नमेंट, तो उसमें उनको फेयर शेयर मिलेगा. सो दैट इज द वन रीजन व्हाई दे हैड इनिशिएटेड टू help the government and the JFM had been started. So to protect forest and wildlife resources, the communities are required to organize forest protection committees, developmental societies, etc. तो यहाँ पे communities ने क्या शुरू किया, उन्होंने communities बनाई, प्रोटेक्शन फॉरेस्ट प्रोटेक्शन कमिटीज बनाई और डेवलपमेंटल सोसाइटीज बनाई टू प्रोटेक्ट द फॉरेस्ट, एंड दिस बॉडीज हैव एग्जीक्यूटिव बॉडीज दैट मैनेज इट्स डे टू डे अफेयर्स. और ये जो बॉडीज बनती है जो उनको गाइड करती है कि हाउ टू प्रोटेक्ट द फॉरेस्ट, राइट. सो इन दैट दिस एग्जीक्यूटिव बॉडीज प्लेज द मोस्ट important role, and the government should adopt only those economic or developmental activities that are people centric, environmental friendly and economically rewarding. अब इसीलिए गवर्नमेंट ने भी अडॉप्ट किए हैं और गवर्नमेंट को अडॉप्ट करना चाहिए. क्या करना चाहिए कि ऐसे इनिशिएटिव्स करने चाहिए लाइक JFM जो पीपल सेंट्रिक हो, मतलब लोकल पीपल को हेल्प हो, एनवायरमेंटल फ्रेंडली हो, उससे एनवायरमेंट को नुकसान ना हो, एंड इकोनॉमिकली रिवॉर्डिंग, मतलब जो कम्युनिटीज उसे प्रोटेक्ट करने की कोशिश कर रही है उनको भी कुछ उसमें से मिले. सो दिस इज द होल चैप्टर is what about the forest and wildlife resources and how we can conserve forest and wildlife resources. It's a very small chapter, very important chapter, and the chapter is completed over here. Thank you.